Okay, guys. Okay, so after the previous video, we have introduced the basic features of a different market structure. So we have a quick revision, and we will go further. Okay, today. Okay, let's start. The basic market structure actually that is two main types. Okay, the first type we call it the perfect competition. Okay, and that means that for this perfect competition, the level of the competition is the most. Okay, but for the second one, that is imperfect competition. Okay, so however, you may just wonder, okay, why? I have never heard that. Actually, in the previous video, it talked about there are three types of imperfect competition, and their names are monopolistic competition. Then we have the oligopoly. Oh, sorry, the oligopoly. Then the last one is monopoly. Okay, so according to the level of competition, the first one, the most keen competition is a perfect competition, and the second, that will be monopolistic competition. Third, oligopoly. Then the least competition, that will be monopoly. Okay, so this is the basic types. And we have some features here. Let's do it together. And in Hong Kong, if you want to find these kinds of markets, perfect competition is more likely to be the stock market. Every single products are the same. Okay, and for the restaurant, we have a lot of many stores there, but the product of them is a little bit different. And we have a supermarket. There's only a few dominate supermarket there, and MTR is the only train service provider in Hong Kong. And okay, let's see. If you can understand these features, then they help you to identify the MC's answers, and also help you to do the explanation in the short questions. Okay, so let's see. For the number of sellers, monopoly is the easiest because it's only one sellers in the market. And for the oligopoly, why did this more competitive than monopoly? Because there are few dominant sellers, only few, but they are very great in the market power, but only few. But for the perfect competition and monopolistic competition, there are a lot. Okay, they have many sellers in the market. Okay, so for the natures of product, actually, perfect competition, they are only selling homogeneous goods. That means the same goods. Okay, every sellers are selling the same goods. For the monopolistic competition, they're a little bit different because a lot of sellers there, many restaurants, they try to attract the consumer, so they have to make them different from others. So they are trying to make the heterogeneous goods. Okay, that means they are different in nature. Okay, maybe they are selling both sellers are selling pasta, but maybe the taste is different, or the decoration are different, the service of the waiter or waitress is different. Okay, so they try to differentiate their product. And for the supermarket, most likely they may try to sell homo or heterogeneous goods. Also for the monopoly, both is possible. Okay, it depends. Okay, then for the barrier of entry, because of the competition, why the perfect competition and monopolistic competition is so many sellers? Because they are free to join the market. Okay, free is not. It does not mean that they don't need to pay any cost. Free, that means no regulations, no restrictions. So if they are willing to invest in the market, then they can do it. But for the for the oligopoly and monopoly, you will find that it's quite hard to join the market. Okay, they have a high barrier, okay, or a high limitation to join the market. Okay, for example, now MTR is you need the government to offer you to be legal to operate a train service here. Okay, and for the supermarket, that's a very great course to invest in as a train supermarket. Okay, so the previous video also said that only the perfect competition have a perfect information, but for the other three, they are not. They have only imperfect information. The buyers and sellers, they did know something. For the price setting, only the perfect competition is a price taker. Okay, but for the rest, they are price searcher. Okay, they can set their own price because their product is heterogeneous. Okay, then for the competition, that is a price or a non-price. For the perfect competition, because the information is perfect, so any non-price competition is meaningless. Okay, because the consumer, they already know that all the goods of the every sellers are the same. Okay, you no need to do any promotion. It's meaningless. Okay, so they're just wasting costs. So this is no non-price competition there. The only things they can do is try to decrease their price to compete with other sellers. So only price competition take place there. But for the other three, they have both competition. Okay, and for the monopoly, oh, you said that, okay, one seller a day only, but they have to compete with the substitutes. Okay, so they would do the same thing. Okay, there are some several special features we have to highlight because for the oligopoly and monopoly, there are some several special things. For the oligopoly, because there are only few dominant sellers there, think about the supermarket, they have only Welcome, the package shop only, and they are the biggest one. So actually, if you have found that the price, the product price there, actually very similar. For chocolate, you're selling a Welcome and you or in package shop, they are really similar. They have discount at a similar time. You will find that they are really independent because they will try to make the agreement to try to protect their profit. Okay, they don't want to have start the price war. Okay, so so you will find that the price rigidity of them is really rigid, and they are not easy to change their price because they had avoid uh, because they are trying to avoid the price wars. Okay, so their pricing strategies or their competition strategies most likely to belongs to the non-price competition. They will try to offer you different feelings, offer you different promotion scheme. Okay, they will give you some special schemes. Okay, something like that, or give you some very convenient locations. And for the monopoly actually will find that, okay, if I'm a monopolist, I will be very feel free. I can capture as many revenue as I can. But actually, this is not the real case because although they do not have a cross substitutes, okay, but they still have to face the competition from substitutes. Okay, there are no cross substitutes. That means for the train service, there are no other train service there, but they have to face the competition from the bus or the taxi or the minibus. Okay, even the Uber. Okay, so actually, they have a competition for the substitutes. And actually, sometimes some people will have a wrong understanding about monopoly. They will think that, okay, monopoly can always have profits. Okay, but actually this is not true because some monopolists, they cannot gain profits actually, because although they have advantage in the market, but they still have cost. If they cannot control their cost well, actually they still may be more than the revenue. Okay, so profit is not guaranteed. So here, I have a small task for you. You try to identify the markets in Hong Kong. So now please pause the video. And then after you finish that, then you resume the video again. Okay, I think that if you are finished, please check your answer. And I try to highlight some, I guess, some of them you will be very special. It's very tricky. For example, the electricity or the oxygen here. Okay, so this two monopoly in Hong Kong, you will find that in Hong Kong actually there's two companies providing electricity service, and they are CLP and Hong Kong Electric. But why it is monopoly? Because they only provide in a specific area. For CLP, or for the Hong Kong Electric, they only provide to the Hong Kong Island and the other locations, including Kowloon. Oops. Kowloon or new territories. Any okay, so belongs to the CLP. So actually, in one location, there's only one service provider, so that's why it's a monopoly. And this electricity market is very famous. It's very exists many times in the DSE. Okay, so please remember this. And for the oxygen, that is a very small market, but it's only one company making oxygen in Hong Kong. Okay, the last part of the day is we are trying to find out why some companies can become monopoly because they really have an advantage. Okay, so let's try to figure out why they can become that. Can we do that? Okay, so the first type, that is a government franchise. Okay, only the government pick you, allow you to do that. You are the only one to legal to do that. Okay, for example, if you're talking about a bus. In Kowloon, there's only KMB, right? So they are the monopoly here because the government allowed it. The Jockey Club, the MTR, they have the exclusive right granted by the government. And the second one is we call that natural monopoly, and that's a very important term. Try to memorize it. But why is natural? The natural comes from the cost. Okay, because some business, if you want to set up, is not easy. It includes huge cost to do that. For example, if you find the electricity, we only have a CLP and Hong Kong Electric. If you find the town gas, okay, the gas supply, only town gas there. But it's not the franchise of government. Just no people want to do that anymore because the cost to set up the factories, set up the network is so huge. Okay, so no one want to join. So they cannot get back the investment cost from the business. Okay, so they do not enter the market. That's called natural monopoly. Okay, the third one, that would be the patent and copyright. That's kind of protected by the government, but actually not government, but by the law. Okay, so only someone invent some some inventor, they have some new ideas and they apply for the patients. So no one can copy their ideas. Okay, they can become the only one. So actually, Apple, they have many special technology they are using in their own products only. So that's why. And for the although in Hong Kong, water supplies are only provided by the government. It's not because the government do not allow other people to do that, but because the water in Hong Kong is owned by the government only. Okay, they control the critical resources of that business. Okay. The last one is the government ownership. The government try to the company is set up by the government. For example, the Hong Kong Post. For example, the airport. Okay, even though you find that they are private companies, but actually they are public enterprise. Okay. Okay, so after we have learned all the concepts about market structure, we learned the features and we learned about the source of the monopoly. But sometimes the question will ask you some special things, and we can ask why some sellers they have the same goods with the different price. Actually, it's so weird. Why? Because the same Coca-Cola you buy in 7-Eleven and you buy in Welcome, that means supermarket. Actually, they are in 7-Eleven. It's a little bit more expensive. But why? Okay, maybe you'll think that, oh, because in 7-Eleven there's more convenience or because it's cold. Okay, so actually you're right. But how we try to explain with the concept of market structure, we can use the features. Okay, so here, the first one, we'll find that, okay, different stores selling the same Coca-Cola because they provide different service. That is, they provide heterogeneous goods. Okay, 7-Eleven provides 24 hours perfect service. So you cannot buy it at night in Welcome or package shop. Okay, so and second, they are suffering different costs. Okay, so they are under the imperfect competition. So they have a price competition. Okay, and for some people will offer special discount. And the last one, because what is the price of other stores? Do we have the perfect information? When we go to the packaging shop, do we know that the selling price of the Coca-Cola in the Welcome, in other supermarkets? Okay, actually we do not know everything. So that is the imperfect information. These things, one of these things can make the price of the same product different in different sellers. That's all for today, and please finish the Google form and check your concepts, and we will have a meeting on Friday.